Happy Friday. Wait, can y'all hear me? Am I moving? Okay, yeah, it's moving. Hey, see, Mitchie's Donald. Clancy loved the song. I didn't have time to message you back, but I did listen to it. Loved the song, Love New Breed. Donald said, missed you yesterday morning. Just hope you're feeling better. Oh, Donald, thank you so much. I am feeling a lot better. Actually, I was live yesterday morning, but it was the day before. I wasn't feeling good. I didn't go live. I believe it was Wednesday. But thank you so much. Yeah, I was just feeling, under the weather, tired Wednesday morning. So I just laid around. I had Ladybug at the foot of me, Cleo laying on top of me, Skylar at the top of me, or Ladybug one. Anyways, I was covered in freaking animals Wednesday morning. Anyways, how are y'all doing? Hey, Peyton's Posies. Howdy. Good morning. Welcome to the country life, girl. How you liking Tennessee? Hey, Gayla. Good morning. Hey, beautiful Cece. Oh, thank you. Hey, Hibiscus. She says, dang, yeah, I had my live stream set at like 10 a.m. because I got some stuff to do this morning, but I had to change it to 10:20, but I went live a few minutes early. Anyways, we got more Debbie Collier news. We got the 911 call from her husband to listen to. I'll probably play it from my phone, so I don't got a bunch of crap to deal with on the Chromebook. Also, they did a press conference this morning, but it's like 46 minutes long. If I played that whole press conference, we're not going to be able to chat that much. We'll just be listening to it. I guess y'all can chat in the chat, but we'll just be listening to it the whole time, and I can just read what they said. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I may do a private stream and to record the press conference and then put it up. Oh my God, I'm loving Tennessee. Never been more at peace and happy. Yeah, welcome to the country life. But there's crazy things that happen around here. And I want to tell y'all a little story. I made a community post and I got some more details. What happened? Now, y'all remember a while back, I asked y'all, I said, what y'all think about a mom wearing a thong around her in-laws in front of the whole family, her teenage sons and everything? I said, I just got y'all's opinion about it. I didn't say their names or nothing. Some of y'all said it was inappropriate. I think Vicky said it's inappropriate. Anyways, that's my cousin's wife I was talking about. Yesterday morning, see, my cousin, my mom's double first cousin, Patty, she owns 2 nationwide insurance offices, franchise or whatever you call it. It's nationwide insurance and they own it. They got one in my hometown and one here in this town I live in. Anyway, so they do pretty good, and her son runs one of the offices out here. Anyways, my cousin, he was on his way. He was in a hurry. He had to take his son to school, drop him off up here at the high school, and go on open up the insurance office. He was in a hurry yesterday morning. They live in a nice house, got cameras and stuff. Anyways, it's the only morning he left without locking the door. He must have forgot because he was in a hurry. Anyways, his wife was laying in bed. She was going to sleep in. She had just got back from a girls' trip. Let me just say another girls' trip. She was going to sleep in. Well, she just woke up. You know how you just wake up? Sometimes you feel somebody staring at you. She wakes up. A guy about 6'8", she said, 400 pounds, is standing over top of her as she's sleeping in her bed. Her gun's on the other side of the bed in the nightstand. She couldn't get to it. He said, I'm here to read your mind. Well, she said, well, she was calm. She said, well, let me get me a robe. Please let me get me a robe. He said, okay. So she gets up out of the bed and she darts out of the house. At first, Mom thought she locked herself in the bathroom, but she didn't. She darted out of the house and got in her husband's truck, my cousin's truck. It just so happened to have the keys in it. She locked herself inside of it because somebody was supposed to come pick that truck up later on and take it to the shop, right? Anyways, this weirdo, before he came in the house, he backed the truck up to the house. Yeah, my cousin left the keys in it, so he backed the truck. Anyway, she darts out. She's locked inside the truck. Well, just so happened, her father-in-law is home. He lives just like, right beside of him, basically. Anyways, when anybody comes through their front doors, their phones, all their phones are alerted. Brooke, I'll just call her Brooke. I don't know who she is. Brooke's mother-in-law, which is my mom's double first cousin, uh, and her husband, both of their phones are alerted. So he grabbed his gun. He runs there. He catches the guy out of the house because that guy's trying to get into the truck to Brooke. She's locked inside. I don't know why she didn't fire it up and take off. I don't know. Anyways, he's holding him at gunpoint. He said, "You make a move, I'm going to blow your guts out." Well, he made a move and hopped into his vehicle. Brooke was already on the phone to 911. She started with 911 as soon as she got in the truck. Anyways, he gets in his car. Donnie don't shoot him or nothing. Gets in his car and runs, and they catch him 45 minutes away. And they said that he was very, very disturbed individual. And that is all I know right now about it. That's what my mom told me this morning about it. So freaking scary. I mean, but they live in nice fancy houses. $100,000 homes. More than that, probably. And they live like right off of the 4-lane. You pull off the 4-lane to their driveway and go up a hill. And there's my mom's cousin's house, Patty. And then like the driveway kind of like splits before you get to Patty's house. And you go up another hill to Bobby and Brooke's house. And anyways, he must just come off 4-lane. When Donnie had him at gunpoint, he was saying that he was at the wrong house. He said, and Donnie said to him, "You sure are, buddy." Yeah, crazy. But here's the crazy thing. Years ago, like in the late 80s, or it was probably early 90s, Patty and Donnie's house was robbed while they were at work at the insurance office. They only had one insurance office at that time. And Patty had come home on her lunch break there. And they think the robbers were inside the house when she came home, but she didn't see nobody or hear nothing. It's pretty good size house. Anyways, when they got back home, everything was gone. Like little Bobby's Nintendo games, her clothes, her jewelry, even makeup. I mean, everything. So it's like the second time they've had a freaking weirdo come into their house. Can y'all believe that? So freaking scary. That's why I wanted to share the story yesterday to remind y'all to lock your doors. It don't matter how safe of a neighborhood you think you live in. A weirdo can happen to be coming by and just come on in the house. But, I don't know the full details. Don't know why he wandered up to her house, if he had been stalking her on Facebook or saw her on Facebook, been watching her. I don't know. They said he was not in his right mind. They didn't say if it was drugs or alcohol or what. Okay. Now we're going to talk about Debbie Collier because they done a press conference. I do got the press conference. Let me see if it'll play. If it'll play, we'll listen to it. I don't know if it's going to. Hold on, I can play it from my phone. What am I talking about? Let's listen to the press conference, and we're going to listen to the husband's 911 call. Culprits would likely have included a female. Do what? The culprits would likely have included a female. Ace, Brooke is lucky that she got away from that weirdo, and he did not harm her. He did not touch her. She got away from him. Evidently, he didn't plan on raping her, or he wouldn't have let her got up and got a robe. But he told her. He said, "I'm there to read your mind." And Donnie, when he had him at gunpoint, for that guy who jumped in his car and got away, Donnie said, "What are you doing in my son's and daughter-in-law's house?" He said, "I'm there to read her mind." Yeah, weirdo. You don't trust her husband, Donald? Well, the police are saying this is not random. Let's listen to a little bit of the press conference. Let me get my phone here open. We're going to listen to it this way because, hold on.
This tells us
Let me go back. Let me wait till their ad gets over with because I don't want to miss the front part. And every time I scroll, it cuts that part out. Listen to some of the press conference. We're going to list his 911 call. Now, allegedly, the husband has an airtight alibi. He was seen on video parking cars at the college. Gosh mighty, they got a long commercial.
There's a question about what. That additional footage shows us that Deborah Collier walked out of the Family Dollar store at 3:09, got into her van, and remained in her van in the parking lot for 10 minutes before leaving the parking lot and heading south on Georgia 15, Highway 441, US 23. This tells us that the time frame is actually narrowed a little further for this case to begin at 3:19 p.m. on Saturday, September 10th, and ending at 12:44 Sunday, September 11th, the time of the discovery. Please understand that this case is very complex in nature and has a lot of questions and unknowns that aren't found in a typical death investigation. It is going to take significantly more time than the 19 days that have passed since the discovery to solve this crime.
They're saying it's not suicide, not kidnapping.
We also want you to know that we are working diligently to solve this case. We are trying to obtain as much information as possible so that we can put together facts and evidence to support a motive and also to identify a person or persons of interest.
I'm getting suspicious that
At this
daughter.
time, I'd like to call up lead investigator George Kaysen to assist with answering the questions that you may have. George.
I think it's important we listen to this.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here, being part of this. Hopefully we'll be able to answer some questions and give y'all some insight of where we're at and kind of what we're dealing with. First off, I want to start off by saying we have received a lot of questions that y'all have sent in. Some of these questions, the information that is pertaining to those questions is very sensitive information. We will try to answer them to the best that we can, but there will be information that we need to retain just for the simple fact of it being very sensitive. We don't want our potential persons of interest to be able to get a hold of this information. Just that way it does not jeopardize the furtherment of our investigation.
Can I speed it up any?
As far as some of these questions that were asked, I'm going to kind of go through a list of them and try to give answers as best as possible to you.
Yeah.
One of the first questions that was asked is, can you confirm the Venmo message from the daughter, from mom to daughter was sent to mom's phone? We're still waiting more information that we have requested to confirm or deny where the Venmo was sent from, but we can confirm that Amanda did receive the Venmo. She did receive money.
Okay, she did receive the
that
money.
Much we do know right now. Continuing on, our next question was, are you in possession of Collier's cell phone and where was it found? Yes, we are in possession of that cell phone. We do have it in evidence and it was located at the crime scene.
Okay, they have her found.
The next question that was asked was, what was Collier's cause of death? As Colonel Kogod mentioned, we are still awaiting the full report from the medical examiner's office. Once that comes in, we will absolutely update everyone on those findings. What records and data have we analyzed? Due to that being sensitive information, much as the disclaimer that I gave when I first stepped up here, we don't want to reveal any information that could possibly be potential or potentially jeopardize our investigation to where our suspects will get that information.
They can't reveal evidence that only the killer would know about, right?
There was a question about Deborah's phone records. We have served multiple search warrants on multiple different cell phone carriers. We are working with them to get all pertinent data from those devices and from those carriers. So hopefully we'll be able to develop more of a timeline, a better timeline and hopefully be able to find out more information about what exactly happened. Inclusion of family members, a question was related to that.
It's interesting.
That, right now, we have not ruled anyone out at this point. We have ever developing leads and are gradually having information that we have requested come in. So we're still in the process of trying to find persons or person of interest. And as that information starts to trickle in, it will actually help us develop more information for y'all to have.
Okay.
We're continuing to investigate Deb's activities from September 10th through the September 11th, which is also going back to the timeline. We're gradually just getting more information in. We want to know just as much as anyone else does, and we are working, as Colonel Kogod said, we're working diligently. We've lost a lot of sleep, as such should be, in this investigation. Electronic devices we have these days, you can access accounts from many different devices, which is why we're going through the extent of being able to determine what device that Venmo was sent from.
And her daughter received that.
Hold on. It skipped ahead, guys.
That message was probably sent in that too.
It skipped freaking ahead on me.
Private property is it? So,
Hold on.
yes, sir, Michael.
You say she was sitting in the.
Do we know where the money is now? No, we don't.
We need to go back because we got to hear
Look through
this.
your
Hold on.
video cameras and
Okay.
Deborah's timeline.
Okay.
We have obtained additional footage from the parking lot, as he described, where she is in her 2022 Chrysler Pacifica van in the parking lot of the Family Dollar, which is obviously joined by other businesses. We've obtained additional footage and found that she stayed in that parking lot an additional 10 minutes. From that 10 minutes at 3:19 p.m., she leaves the parking lot and begins to head southbound on Georgia 15, which is the main highway, the 4-lane highway that connects Raven County to Habersham. She starts traveling southbound towards Tallulah Falls, which is just inside Habersham County. We are still in the process of trying to obtain videos from other locations and other businesses along that route, and we encourage any business along that route that might have cameras, please reach out to us. Look through your video cameras and reach out to us. That way we can have a meeting with you and see if we can.
Yeah,
even
she had to have been caught on
more.
camera somewhere else.
And as far as the timeline, the last time we know that she was alive was at 3:19, because we see her in that vehicle leaving the parking lot, heading southbound on Georgia 15. There was a question about our thoughts of this being a homicide. We have not changed our thoughts about this being a homicide. We're still treating this as a murder investigation, and we will not change that. We will diligently and continuously work day and night trying to solve this case and try to bring justice to Miss Collier and her family. A lot of the questions we got are kind of repeat, so if I do repeat some of these answers,
It's very informative.
But I'm trying to go through and trying to hit
Press
every question that
conference.
was given to us. We are, again, going back to the cell phone providers and search warrants we've done. We're working with multiple different cell phone providers to obtain necessary information. All we know right now, as far as the Venmo message, is that, yes, it was sent to Amanda. There was a question in there as far as, do we know where the money is now? No, we don't. For the simple fact that we are still obtaining information, when it was sent, where it was sent, what device it was sent from. We're still trying to obtain that information right now.
Couldn't you just look at a phone and tell
Yes,
pretty
sir.
easily where it was sent from?
Saying about the death and why you're confident that this is a homicide. Was there any signs of trauma to the body that clearly indicated that this was a homicide?
The only thing we know as right now is the burns of the body. We're still waiting for the absolute full report from the medical examiner's office. But nonetheless, because of the burns, we're still treating this like a murder. We're trying to investigate it as such, and we won't deter from that just because we're going to treat it like that investigation to get all thorough information.
And in the statement, it says, let's see, that you're clear that this was a random act of violence. Generally speaking, if I say something is a random act of violence.
Let me stop you right there. Where did that statement come from?
It was not a random act of violence.
Okay. My apologies. Okay. What?
Okay, so hold up a minute. He is saying it's not a random act of violence, and I've got a news article. It's probably still pulled up on my phone that says that it was a random act of violence, so that's the wrong info.
Meaning that it was not could you be more specific? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth. What does that mean? Does that mean someone knew someone?
No, what that means at this point is there is no information. I'm sorry. There is no information or evidence to this point
That's the sheriff.
that shows that this was something random, that there was something that was not from somebody that she either knew or somebody who she had some association with. That's what we're seeing at this time. So based on that information, we do not believe that this is a random act of violence. We do not believe that this is the act of a serial killer. We believe that this act was deliberate and personal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I saw you.
Yes, sir. Michael Ruiz from Fox News Digital. I'm just curious if Debbie's purse was recovered at the scene.
Yes, it was. We do have that in evidence. And
They do have her purse.
Is that another purse than the one that was said to be left at her home?
That we're not aware of. We're still working on that, but we do know for a fact the video that was released of her being in the Family Dollar, that purse was found at the crime scene and is in evidence.
The black purse.
One other question there is there anyone in that area that she is acquainted with? Is there a reason she would go up there dressed in her Bulldogs jersey on game day and driving out?
We're still trying to work with that. Again, like I said, as far as some of the search warrants and some of the follow-ups that we're doing, we're trying to obtain that information to see if she has any connections.
She must have went to meet someone.
One thing too, I'm glad you asked that. If anyone does have any kind of contact, we encourage the public as well. If anyone had contact with Deborah Collier during that time frame, as far as from September 9th all the way through September 11th, specifically around the time frame of 3/19 to Sunday when the body was found, if anyone had any contact or might have seen or talked to her, please, we encourage you to come forward and speak with us.
Investigator Jason, Joy Persona.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned that she headed south on Highway 115.
Georgia 15, sorry.
After
Yes,
leaving the Family Dollar store. Did the school zone cameras at Tallulah Falls School pick up
Yes.
her departure?
Absolutely. And actually, I'm glad you asked that. I do have something that we're going to make readily available for y'all when we're done with this press conference. We do have in our possession, this is an actual photograph from the Tallulah Falls school cameras. She was seen traveling northbound on Georgia 15.
I'll pull that up for y'all.
Crime scene there, which is just south of Victory Home Lane. This is a picture of her traveling northbound on Georgia 15, traveling through these cameras at 2:17 p.m. on Saturday.
2:17.
Once we're done with this, I will actually tape it up here on the wall so that way anyone and everyone can come up here and get a better picture of it, because I understand it's hard to see from here. So once we're done, you can come up and get a better picture of it.
Did you see her coming back southbound?
We have not. We have been in coordination with Chief Elrod from the Tallulah Falls Police Department. She has spent countless sleepless nights looking through cameras, and that being one of the most heavily trafficked roads in northeast Georgia, especially for travel towards the North Carolina
Yeah, it
mountains.
took a long time to look through
There's
it.
probably
Camera.
in the upwards of 150 to 160,000 cars that come through there.
Wow.
So they are still looking through to see if we can find her coming back south.
I got a question about the
Yes,
van
ma'am.
while we're on the topic. So according to the original report was sent out, the van was seen by Jalul Falls officers sitting there on the side of the road around 5 o'clock Saturday.
I believe so.
And of course, when you all got there, the van was there on Sunday.
Correct.
Is it y'all's impression that the van was there that entire time, from 5 o'clock till?
Well, obviously, from our timeline, we know it wasn't there the entire time.
It was not there?
So,
From 5 p.m. Saturday.
now 5 p.m. Saturday.
To 11-ish, 12-ish when you guys got there
Oh,
Sunday. Did it ever leave that location?
Now that we're not aware of.
Okay.
When you said the 5 o'clock thing, I didn't know if you were
Oh,
talking
so
about Friday.
a state
As far as the
trooper or
timeline,
something spotted
the only
that
times we
car
can establish as far as that
the
van
day
is there is,
before part.
that we're still getting trickling information. I think there was another question in here, if there was any tips from the community that have helped us out. Yes, because it has helped us narrow down timelines. We're still following up to see if we can actually.
Hold on. Since they're talking about tips, I got an article we're going to read after we get done listening to this. But Debbie's sister, evidently, she calls it to 911 and is telling them about an encounter that Debbie had with this ex-convict truck driver. Debbie actually, I don't know, she had an accident with him. She was driving behind him. He was driving a big truck. Some paint fell off and hit her vehicle and stuff. And he begged her not to call the police because he is on fed or parole or something, and he wasn't supposed to be driving. But I reckon she called the police. But we'll read that article in just a minute. Hold on.
Can actually get confirmation of this van being there at certain times. But as of right now, from what we know,
And we'll leave that laying there and let Ladybug
that
out.
van was there at the crime scene on Sunday is what we can confirm. Now, as far as her time getting back to the crime scene, we cannot confirm that. We're still working on leads and trying to confirm that information.
During the time that you say she was sitting in the parking lot outside Family Dollar.
Yes, ma'am.
She left at 3:19. At 3:17 is
Come here,
when this
baby. Sit
Venmo
down.
message
Correct.
was sent. And earlier you mentioned you're still trying to determine what device that was sent from.
Right.
Does that mean that you all will not yet know if she in fact sent that message herself?
Well, as the investigation goes on, I mean, we're doing a lot of search warrants to try to obtain any information that we possibly can. And as we know, as far as with the digital information and all the digital electronic devices we have these days, you can access accounts from many different devices, which is why we're going through the extent of being able to determine what device that Venmo was sent from.
And her daughter received that payment at 3:17. She said in the Athens Clark County Police Department report, when she reported her mother missing, that it worried her. She tried to call her mom on her cell phone. But two things. One, she had said that her mother only took her debit card and car keys. She didn't mention a purse. She didn't mention a cell phone. Also, it took her 3 hours, according to the timeline in the missing person report, from 3:17 to 6:01 before she actually reported her mother missing. Have you all looked into why there was a delay?
Yes, we have looked in, and again, we're still waiting for more information to come back. Again, with the search warrants that we've done, we're trying to develop those timelines and get confirmations of where these people were at or anyone that was close to Deborah at the time. We're just trying to develop and get that information and get factual information so that way we can actually start putting a basis to this.
Investigator, on the original incident report, there's a check mark about drug use. Was there any?
Yeah, I will let Colonel Kogod.
I can answer that.
What's that about drug
patrol
use?
deputies, when they respond to scenes like this and they don't know exactly what they have, they normally mark whatever may be applicable. In this case, because it was so questionable and there were so many unknowns when we got to the scene, they marked it as a possibility that it could be drug related. However, at this time, the investigation is not leading us in that direction.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
another example of why there may not be an obvious trauma, like someone shot, stabbed, or,
Could be, but again, it's so preliminary in the investigation that we really can't make that determination. We just do not believe, based on what we have at this time, that this is drug related.
The tip that Amanda Bearden was at the Family Dollar, did that come from her? Did it come from somewhere else? And what is the significance of her not being at that location that Saturday?
I'll try to answer that the best as well. So the tip as far as her being at the Family Dollar came from an initial interview to where she was talking about her mother going to Family Dollar to buy cleaning supplies to help clean up her apartment when she got back to Georgia. As far as anything, as far as the Family Dollar visit, I don't think that actually came from her, right?
No, it come from a.
Yeah, come on up here. This is Investigator Garrison. He's also one of our team leads.
So I pulled the video footage from the store and talked with everybody from the store.
It's a good press conference.
With Miss Collier, she was there for that time period from 2:54 till 3:10. Got in her car at 3:10 till 3:20. It was asked that if Amanda was in there earlier, and Amanda, based off of our knowledge at this time, there was some confusion there, and the associate that worked there actually saw the mother and not the daughter. I was able to provide photos to that store clerk to confirm that based off of what we were told. And she said, no, I remember seeing the mother, not the daughter.
Can you speak to whether Amanda Bearden has any acquaintances or friends, family in the
Oh,
area?
yeah, I'm getting suspicious of the daughter.
Investigator Kaysen said, we can't confirm that right now. I'm sure once we start getting some of these subpoenas and search warrants back on these phone records, we'll be able to give an answer on that at that time.
When was the last time Amanda told you all she saw her mom? And can you confirm or report that Debbie's husband, Steve, was working during the time of Debbie's disappearance?
All right, so what we can confirm as far as that question right there is that we know that Amanda talked on the phone with her mother on Saturday afternoon. I'll have to look back at my notes from the actual report itself to be able to give you some kind of actual time for it. But the last time she spoke to her mom was on the phone. As far as Steve working, we have pulled video from Synovus Bank where he stated that he was working that day because of being a UGA game. He works for a private company called the Optimus Club that private contracts Synovus Bank's parking lot to park vehicles for the game day. They use that parking lot to provide parking for people coming to the game. We have confirmed that he was there from, I'm making sure I get the times right, from 9 to 4:06, 9 a.m. to 4:06 p.m. on Saturday.
I'm Nora Almas on the WCHN. Do you have any reason to believe that she could have met someone there when her van was parked?
I'm going to go back to the answer as far as we're not ruling anything out. We're still trying to develop leads. We're still following up on tips and information. We're still awaiting information back from search warrants and subpoenas that we have sent off. Once that, and for phone records as well, once that information comes back and we have time to actually analyze and go through the details, then we'll have a better answer for that.
Let me pause a minute. Can't they pull up, like on contract fines especially, can't they pull up like deleted messages and things like that? I think they can. I know the FBI can.
Investigator Kaysen, I know you said that the state medical examiner's autopsy report has not yet been
Yes, ma'am.
completed, but in the report that you all released last week, you stated that Ms. Collier's body was found down a ravine and she was grasping a small tree in her hand. What does that indicate?
I mean, that's a lot of different indications. I'll let him kind of talk about that.
At this point, we're not sure what it indicates.
Could she have been alive?
Very possible that she could have been alive at the time she went down the ravine. But again, the autopsy will help us to narrow down time of death, help us to narrow down toxicology reports, help us to narrow down other things related to the body itself that we don't know at this time.
So would that indicate, if she were alive, that she survived being burned?
Very possible. Again, very preliminary in nature.
I want to know why she bought those
As
items.
far as the crime scene
Found at
itself,
the crime
is
scene.
that private property? Is it public right of way? Is it U.S. Forest Service, National Forest land, or?
I believe it's U.S. National Forest land.
We're going to listen to his Kyle Gala here in just a minute.
In reference to the crime scene, it's mentioned that the purse that she had at the store was found there. Were any other items recovered, including the poncho she bought?
Oh, yes. So all the items that were purchased as far as from the Family Dollar that we can tell right now, again, we're still going through the investigation, but we can confirm that the majority of those items were found on the crime scene.
Okay.
You mentioned a minute ago that Amanda had just moved back to Georgia. Where was she and when did she move back?
So this is what we can confirm. She lived in Maryland with her brother.
Okay, so hold on just a minute. That is weird that she just moved back to town with her boyfriend she has a volatile relationship with. Her mother sends her, what, $2,300 some dollars on Venmo with a weird message, and then she's found murdered. That is weird. I have changed I've skipped ahead. I paused and it went back. I have changed my opinion. I'm very suspicious. Yeah, I'm side-eyeing her. I'm side-eyeing everyone.
She lived in Maryland with her brother. She lived in I think the same apartment complex, correct? With her brother up in Maryland. City, I can't tell you what the city is because I don't have my notes and stuff in front of me, but I do know it's Maryland. She moved down here on the 8th, which would have been Thursday, September.
Yeah, I've changed my opinion, Preschool Granny.
When she moved down here to Georgia. So we know that she was down here at some point on Thursday. Yes, sir.
You're clear it's not a kidnapping, despite the fact of that note with the Venmo note. Well, is that something that has made things particularly murky? Because that note seems to give the impression something was going on.
I'll tell you straight up. Right here, as far as this investigation goes, it seems like once we get on track with something, like a curveball comes in out of nowhere.
Wow.
That's why we're staying diligent and trying to stay on top of things and following up with leads because we want to make sure we get facts. Specifically to give y'all. We want to make sure that we have all the information before we start pushing forward.
Did Amanda give any theory as to what was going on, why she would get that kind of message, especially now that we know that message was probably sent in that 2 to 3 minute window after her getting
No, Lisa, they've not.
Right?
They don't have cause death yet.
She has not given any kind of insight as far as to that. She has been asked. And again, I'd have to go back to my notes to give you
I want to know if the boyfriend moved back with her or what. I think so.
There's really no insight to it on who they are.
They've been together a while.
And where is the sheriff in all of this? We've not heard from Sheriff Gerald Rector.
I'll let his second in command.
So, as any good leader, the sheriff delegates certain authority, certain responsibilities to other people to be performed on his behalf. I have been appointed as the PIO for the sheriff's office.
They just said 406.
And I can assure you
Gala
that Sheriff
PM.
Carroll is the reason that we're doing this today. But I'm the spokesperson, and that's why he has allowed us to report to you and also to bring in the investigators that are actually working the case to give you as much accurate and detail as we can on the ongoing investigation.
Is he here in Habersham?
No, ma'am, he has been called out of state.
Okay. It's still got 27 more minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link for this and put it in chat. That way we can go on and listen, because it's already 39 minutes into the stream. We can go on and listen to the husband Steve's 911 call. And I just thought about something, guys, but I didn't want to pause that press conference again because it messes it up. So the daughter just moves back in town, right? Her and her mother bought cleaning supplies. Maybe this was premeditated. And maybe them cleaning supplies, she was thought, we can kill mom and it won't look suspicious. We're buying cleaning supplies because I just moved back into town. And everybody always cleans before they move into somewhere. Normal people do. But I'm not saying she did anything, but I have changed my mind dramatically. At first, I really don't know what's going on. But at first, I was like, did she do this to herself? Because she went and bought those items, sent that weird message to her daughter, and the Venmo, all the money. Then she's found murdered with those items that she bought at the Family Dollar store, the lighter torch, the tarp, and what else? Paper towels. I thought it might have been something like that happened, but I'm not so sure. 406. Okay, hopefully they're tracing the daughter or her boyfriend's activities that day. Yeah, they may not be involved. This could be like somebody else did this to her. Donald said in the chat the husband had many, many women. Okay, let me go to Crime Online because I want to go find his 911 call. Okay, right here they just put up an article. Husband seen on video working during suspected time of death. That don't mean he couldn't done went and met her after work. I don't know, but they're saying maybe they pinged his phone or something. And they know he comes straight home from parking cars. Okay, deliberate and personal act. Police give update on murdered Debbie Collier found naked and charred after wiring daughter 2K. Okay, we know this. We just listened to that. I want to go listen to his 911 call. Y'all know my new phone freezes up all the time. Let me get my other one here. Because I'm not dealing with that. Oh my gosh. I was about ready to time somebody out. If anybody gets timed out, sorry. It's not, I don't think it's her hubby either. Could be, if he had a girlfriend or something, could be one of his mistresses or something. Who knows at this point? You know, I feel bad for everything that you might have done it yourself. I mean, but, you know, I was just trying to think outside the box a little. I've seen that. I've seen cases like that on forensic files, like I told y'all about yesterday. Okay, hear it right here. I tell you, Google tracks my every move. Every time I turn around, I'm seeing something pop up I've looked up online. Okay. Let me scroll down, guys, and I'll get it. Take me just a minute. It's just so weird. This case is so weird. I think it's right here. Everything loads up slow. I think it's because I'm out here on the porch, but the Wi-Fi should be a lot better than that. While I'm waiting for it to load up, I want to read y'all something. The 911 call made in reference to murdered Georgia mother Debbie Collier mentions an unidentified truck driver that may have been in a previous car crash with her. According to a call obtained by Fox News Digital, the caller, who said she was Collier's sister, Diane Shirley, mentioned an encounter with an alleged ex-convict truck driver who was in a crash with Collier. The slain mother was reportedly driving behind the truck driver when a can of paint fell from his truck and hit her car. From my niece, she said that Debbie was in an accident about a month ago, Shirley told the 911 dispatcher. The paint went everywhere. The driver was trying to convince my sister not to tell the cops that he was driving because he was out on parole. And there was a stipulation to his parole that he could not drive. The Athens-Clarke County Police confirmed with Fox News Digital that Debbie Collier was involved in a traffic accident on April 30th. Okay. Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, 36, also contacted police on September 10th after she reportedly received a Venmo payment from Debbie for $2,385. But she didn't call right away. 911, did she? Hey, if my mother sends me $2,000, hell, if she sends me $50 with a message like that, I'm calling the police. Because I know how things go. I'm calling the police right away. Okay, let's see if we can listen. Let me get out of my live chat here. I'm calling the police. Uh-oh, it's still playing. Hold on. Is my YouTube still open? Okay, let me close that out. Okay, we're going to listen to 911 call.
Yes, came home, my wife wasn't home, her driver's license still in there, the rental car's gone,
How's it'll go?
Here, and we were kind of worried about what's happening and where she's at. I was wondering if you could send somebody over here.
Hold on a minute. Let me play it from my other phone. It's louder. Or can y'all hear it? Did y'all hear that pretty good? The 911 call? Let me see if I can scroll down and find it again. Right here it is, without my daggone phone freezing up. My speaker's just louder. Give me just 1 second. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, you could hear? Okay. Well, let's just keep on.
No, she's 59 years old. No, she had no medical issues like that. And according to her daughter, who went up and she's a person still here with her driver's license. The only thing is the phone is gone, and she sent her daughter a text about 2 hours ago saying they won't let me go. Whatever that means, we don't know. And I've been gone all day, parked the car for the football game, and that's where we're at.
What's your address, sir?
435 Rocky Drive, Athens, Georgia.
You said 435 Rocky Drive?
Yes, right next to Sand Creek Park.
It does sound a little panicked. Let me see.
Okay, so she sent your daughter a text message saying that
My stepdaughter.
that they won't let her go.
Yeah, she got a text message saying that.
And it comes from her number, right? What's your name, sir?
Steve Collier.
Spell your last name for me?
Collier.
There's a lot of Colliers around here.
And your wife's name?
Deborah. Before, we call it Debbie, but it's Deborrah.
Spell your last name?
Collier, yes.
How old is she? 59?
59. She just turned 59.
You just returned home, right?
Pardon me?
You just returned home, right?
Yes, I just returned home. I was parked the car until about 4:30, and when I came back, the van that she had rented because the car was in the shop was gone. I figured she was shopping for food.
Okay. So, in her car is there?
Pardon me? Her van's not here.
Okay.
I can barely hear it.
But her driver's license and what else is there?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, her driver's license is here.
what else did she leave? With a purse or anything else?
Yeah, she left her purse, and her credit cards are here.
She left her purse. No, she had her purse with her. She must change purses.
Well, I left at 9 o'clock. She was still sleeping. So, last night, she went to bed last night, and I left, and the van was here.
So is your stepdaughter there though? I mean, did she see her today?
Pardon me?
Did your stepdaughter see her today?
Pardon? Wait a minute.
You say your stepdaughter. Did she see her or?
Say that again. I'm trying to control a dog.
Okay, your stepdaughter. Did she see her?
No, nobody had seen her. I was probably last time to see her last night.
What time? Is that 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock we went to bed.
You left this morning, right?
Yes, at about 9.
I'm sorry. So did you see her this morning or last night?
No, I saw her last night about 9 when she went to bed. And when I left, the van was here.
So she was. You don't know if she was still there or not. You didn't see her this morning.
Right, except the van was still here. So I'm assuming she was sleeping.
So they don't sleep in the same room? Or something? He said he's assuming she was sleeping. Yeah, he asked them trick questions, kind of. If you're lying, it's going to trip you up.
What time? About 2 hours ago?
About 2 hours ago?
Yes.
And it specifically said they won't let me go.
Yeah, that's what the message said.
Yeah, but the police haven't confirmed
That's all
that
it said, right?
message.
That's all it said.
They just confirmed what, the Venmo?
And she was last seen driving, or she was driving her. What kind of car is that?
It's I don't know because the car's in the shop, so the rental place on
The van that she was driving, is that was she be in, or you don't know?
no, I don't know. It's Enterprise. She made a call for Enterprise. It's a Pacifica or something.
That's the car you saw this morning, though, right?
Yeah, the black van. Yeah.
The black Pacifica,
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Pacifica.
and that's a rental car.
Yes, from Enterprise.
All right, I'm sorry. What's her birthday?
Deborah. Debbie, or given name is Deborah.
No, her birthday.
He can't
Her
hear.
birthday?
What's her damn birthday,
She
bud?
white female, black female.
Pardon me?
She white or black?
White.
How tall is she?
About 5'5",
How much she weigh?
about 150, 145, somewhere around there.
What color hair?
Blondish.
Got a nice little house.
Would she be going to somebody's house, or
That's a good question. I thought she was out shopping for food. Her daughter came over with that strange message, and then went upstairs to her bedroom and found out that her driver's license, credit card's still here. So that doesn't sound like her leaving the house to go shopping like I thought she was. She shopped for food on Saturday.
Hold on a minute.
so she don't have any?
The daughter went upstairs, he said, and she told him her credit cards and stuff was there. But she had to have had her at least something with her to pay for her purchase. I wonder if she paid that cash or debit card. It's cold out here, guys. I'm frozen to death.
Have any money at all with her? Any other cars?
Not to our knowledge. She has nothing.
But she-
I'm very
she's up
suspicious
first
of that
there?
daughter.
She's up the first as well.
Yes.
Does she have family here in town?
No, just her daughter.
Really, Lisa? Amanda writes, I love you in the middle of a sentence on
Have you
Facebook and
tried
other
to call
places.
the hospitals and jails?
And there is, I love you in the
No,
middle
I didn't
of,
call the hospital.
they won't let me go. She probably wrote it.
Like I said, I got them on the way out there.
Her and her boyfriend probably done
Go
this.
ahead and call both hospitals after and St. Mary's and to check with the jails as well to make sure. And we'll have somebody come out there and talk.
She probably bought them items for them too.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Well, so the daughter went upstairs and she comes down and tells her stepdad, oh, mom's purse and stuff's upstairs. We know Debbie had a big black purse, big old satchel as I call them, with her when she went in the Family Dollar and out. Maybe she could have switched purses, but it's weird. And she tells him that Debbie's cards and stuff's up there, debit cards and stuff. But Debbie had to have had a card with her to pay for a purchase or some cash one. That is really weird. And why would the daughter wait? Call 911 if her mom sent her a message like that. Lisa points out something interesting. Amanda writes, I love you in the middle of a sentence on Facebook and other places. And there is an I love you in the middle of they won't let me go message. Right there is a dead giveaway. Little mistakes like that get murderers caught, such as that one woman. What is her name? She poisoned two of her husbands with antifreeze, and she tried to blame it on her teenage daughter. She tried to kill her teenage daughter, too. Anyway, she typed out a suicide note, acting like she was her daughter, and she misspelled antifreeze in it. She typed out a suicide note like it was wrote from her daughter, taking the blame for her stepdad's death and her dad's death, right? But the woman made a mistake because she put antifreeze. And the cops remembered when they interviewed her that she didn't pronounce antifreeze right. She pronounced it antifreeze. What was that woman's name? She was convicted a few years ago. It's not been that too terribly long ago, but anyway, she died in prison. There's a good Lifetime movie about it. She poisoned her first husband, collected the insurance policy. She got away with it, even though he was just like about 38, 39 years old. They thought he died of a heart attack. No autopsy done. Then she married another man, and she poisoned him. He died. Her daughters were teenagers by this time. Her daughters from her first marriage. Anyways, when she figured out the cops was onto her, she drugged and poisoned her daughter and was going to make it like the daughter killed herself and wrote out a fake suicide and confession note. Anyways, misspelled antifreeze and wrote out antifreeze, got her caught. No, that wasn't Blanche Taylor Moore. This just happened. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. This just happened on early 2000s. Let me see if I can punch in a few keywords. Poisons. She is redheaded. I'm going to find out because it's killing me. We need to do a live stream about it. Stacy Castor. That was her name, Stacy Castor. Oops. Let me see if I can pull up her picture. If y'all have never heard about Stacy Castor, look her up. Well, we're going to do a live stream about some of these black widows. The Jeffrey McDonald case, I had it scheduled for tomorrow night, but I may be busy. I need to go see my cousin's in the hospital. He's my age. He went to the hospital for having pneumonia, and they found nodule something on his lungs with spikes on them. So they transferred him down there to Kingsport. I might go see him, check on him. He's like a brother to me. So anyways, I rescheduled it for, I think, Tuesday night. Show y'all Stacy Castor before I get off here. Anyways, after she got in prison, she was pretty young. She died. I don't know what she died from. Here's a good picture of her. And I think I'll be able to tell y'all the name of that Lifetime movie because I think I see it. Hold on. Watch that chapter episode. Oh, I love that chapter. I love that channel. I've still got to watch the Unsolved No More, Jeffrey McDonald. Here's Stacy Castor. Okay, here's that Lifetime movie, Poisoned Love. The Stacy Castor story. Y'all look that up. Watch that movie. That's a very good movie, and it's very, very accurate. Very accurate about the facts. But yeah, she died a few years after she was convicted. Right here it is. Poison Love, Stacy Castor, movie 2020. Let me see if we can go and see when she was convicted. Let's go to Wikipedia. Let's see when this happened. She died in 2016. Okay. Was American convicted murderer from Wheats. Lady, stop. Come on. Hold on a minute, guys. Come on. You scared me to death when she barks like that. Okay. She was from Weedsport, New York. 2009, she was found guilty of intentionally poisoning her then husband, David Castor, with antifreeze. In 2005, and attempting to murder her daughter, Ashley Wallace, with crushed pills mixed with vodka and orange juice and Sprite in 2007. In addition, she is suspected to have murdered her first husband, Michael Wallace, in 2000. His grave, she buried her second husband next to her first husband that she had poisoned. His grave lay next to David Castor's until David's remains were exhumed in 2016 and buried elsewhere by his son. The story made national news, and Castor was subsequently named the Black Widow by media outlets. A special 2-hour edition of ABC's 2020 aired on April 24, 2009, and again on February 8, 2019, to provide the full story of the Castor case. Yeah, we'll have to. She looks a lot different in this mugshot right here than she did in court. Of course, she died not long after she was convicted. She died June 11th, 2016. When was she convicted? 2009. So from 2009 to 2016, she was in prison. Let me see if it says how she died. Right here, Stacey Castor, death cause. Yeah, we're going to do the Black Widow. I think the Black Widow murders would be good to do for October. Heart attack. She died from a heart attack. Was found dead in her cell on the morning of June 11, 2016. It was not immediately apparent how she died, and the manner of death was listed undetermined. It was later determined by the DA's office that Stacey died of a heart attack, with no evidence of suicide or foul play. That's what you call karma. And you know what? Her mother took up for her every step of the way, even turned against her own granddaughters. She just refused to believe that her daughter poisoned anybody. She thought her granddaughter did it. Crap. When Stacey's first husband died, the little girl was only like 9 or 10 years old. That's how dumb Stacey is. And she wrote in that fake suicide confession letter that she's like, I poisoned Daddy and I poisoned David too, because they were taking Mommy away from me or something like that. And, you know, the cops knew it was a bogus letter, that the teen girl didn't write that. Crap, she was only 9 or 10 years old when her dad died. And can you believe she had the nerve to bury David beside of Michael? It's like her trophies, burying them next to each other. She killed them both. May I mention? Yeah, you can mention the channel. Go ahead, Lisa. I'm going to have to hop off here. I got to go potty. Coffee's running right through me, guys. I'm sitting here like squirming. I got to go in and check on the kitties. I'm going to tell y'all a kitty story while I'm waiting on Lisa to put that in the chat. So I got a dog bed that's mossy oak. It's real thin. I lay it up on the couch for my dogs to lay on. The cat, Zoe, got over. I saw her scratching around on it one day. I thought she was just scratching her out of place. Well, last night, I patted my hand on that bed to get Skylar to jump up there. I couldn't figure why Skylar wouldn't jump up there. And that cat had got up there and used the bathroom. She thinks that mossy oak bed is like real leaves or something because it's got leaves on it. I mean, they do look pretty real. So I had to take the bed and put it outside. Yeah. Lisa, did you put that in chat? I'm just looking at the StreamYard chat, so I can't see. Let me get to my main chat. CC, check out Lynn Turner case. She and Stacey Castor are virtually identical cases, and it's too eerie. Oh, really? Lynn Turner. Let me put that in my Google search. That way I can go back and look. Lynn Turner. Yeah, any good true crime channels y'all can mention. Lynn Turner, originally Lynn Womack, was an American convicted murderer in 1995. Her husband, Glenn Turner, died after allegedly being sick with the flu. Oh, let's see. She's known by the Antifreeze Killer and Black Widow. Life imprisonment without parole. She's got 2 kids. Wow. Let me mark this. Let me add it to my home screen. If I can. Let's see. Copy link, view collections, recent. Hold on. Oh, hold on a minute. Now. It won't let me add this to my home screen. But that's all right. I've got it. Here it is. Okay, I got it. Well, we'll do a stream on her too, guys. Naughty kitty, I know. I know. And then here's something else. I was in the bathroom tinkling last night, and there were some towels laid by the shower. You know, Timothy threw it down the floor, and she tried to come over and pee on them. And I jumped up real quick and took her to the litter box. Yeah, Cleo don't do things like that, and I hope Zoe don't get in the habit of like using the bathroom out of the litter box. Because I can't be having that. I can't be having it. She'll get me in all kinds of trouble. Check out Victoria Evans' channel. She did a 2-hour documentary on Israel Keys and all his other suspected victims. Best doc I've seen on him. Oh, really? I watch this one channel that does like 20-minute recaps cases, and they give the facts only. Oh, yeah, I like channels like that too. I like channels that like, discuss cases and, do a real good job at it. I'm not good at explaining things. That's why I always like to read y'all the articles. Because, I forget stuff where I've got PTSD and ADHD. I forget a lot. So that's one reason I do that. Which true crime recaps with the hubby and wife? Lisa, see, she wants to know which channel. See you, Broken Justice. Have a good day. Okay. I was just looking at the chat. When I get quiet, I'm usually looking at something, guys. Anyways, if I get some time, I may do a live stream sometime tomorrow in the mornings or something, just according to what's going on. But the Jeffrey McDonald live stream will be Tuesday night. I don't know if I scheduled it for 9 or 9:30. I can't remember. I want to give me plenty of time to get the animals settled down and stuff before we do it. That couple is amazing. Oh, really? I'll have to check them out, definitely. Check them out. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I got to run to the restroom. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for chatting with me. And if there's any major updates about Debbie's case, I will let you guys know. Or y'all let me know. Y'all usually find out things before I do. I don't keep up with true crime as much as I used to because I just don't have the time anymore. Maybe this winter I can get back into it like a little bit more because we'll be stuck inside. I appreciate when people stick to facts only keep good that's been verified. Yeah. And like me, cement shoes, I like to speculate. You know me. That's why I made my true crime channel so I could come on here and give my opinion and discuss different cases. Because one time I was in somebody's chat and I gave my opinion, respectful opinion about a true crime case, and their moderators made me feel like I was stupid. And I was like, screw this, I'll start my own channel. But anyways, y'all have a great weekend, and y'all please say prayers for my cousin Brandon. They found nodules, however you say it, on his lungs with spikes on them. Someone told me when they got spikes on them like that means cancer. Yeah, we just lost our cousin Teddy to cancer, which would be Brandon's uncle with my cousin. But anyways, y'all say prayers for him and Debbie's family and everyone in Florida. I hope all my subs that's down in Florida is safe and sound. I've been worried about Dawn. I hope she checks in, leaves a comment or something. I hope her and her husband's okay and family. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Be safe, be kind, and peace.